So there's a lot going on at CES, but for this video we're going to focus mainly on Sony and Sennheiser. Now first off, no, just as I predicted, Sony did not announce the 1000XM4s. Do you really think Sony was going to announce their 1000XM4s right after the 1000XM3s were on sale for $278? If Sony announced the 1000XM4s now, they would run the risk of having a large chunk of their recently sold 1000XM3s return, putting them at a loss. So right now, I still think that the Sony 1000XM4s are probably going to be announced in the spring. Maybe June, because we're still waiting for the Huron 3s to hit store shelves. But something that Sony did announce was a car. Now, before you start getting all carried away, this doesn't mean that Sony is going to get into the car business. They're just simply showcasing all of their new sensors and products that could one day show up in future cars. And since Sony is a Japanese company, I wouldn't be surprised if we see all of this tech in future Toyotas, Lexuses, Hondas, and Acuras. But something that recently hit the FCC but hasn't been announced at CES are Sony's new Watcha 710Ns, Sony's new entry-level ANC headphones that are going to be the direct successors to the Sony Watcha 700Ns. Now personally, I'm really looking forward to the Watcha 710Ns because all of Sony's newer headphones just look way better and have way better build quality. And they're also going to be going up against the new Sennheiser HD 450BTs, which are due out in mid-February for $200. Now, from what I can tell, these headphones don't look all that different from the 4.50 BTNCs, which is a shame because I wish the 450BTs had more spacious ear cups. But these headphones are using a USB-C port for charging, which just makes me wonder even more, why are the PXE 552s still using a micro USB port? Now, there haven't been any mention of improvements to the ANC on these headphones, but they can connect to Sennheiser's mobile app, which is something that the 4.50 BTNCs couldn't do, but I always found that Sennheiser's stock EQ always sound best, so I don't really care. Now, if you don't need active noise cancellation and if you want to save a little bit of money, there's also the new Sennheiser HD 350BTs, which look identical to the 450BTs, and they're going to be released in mid-January for $130. But interestingly enough, something that Sennheiser hasn't announced yet are the new Sennheiser Momentum True Wireless 2. Now, the Momentum True Wireless 2 hit the FCC in mid-December, and I really thought that they would be announced alongside Sennheiser's new headphones. Now, even though the Momentum 2s look identical to the current Momentums, which I personally really like, and I really do think that they sound way better than the Sony WF-1000XM3s, the most notable upgrade on the new Momentums is that they now have active noise cancellation. Now, if the Momentum 2s have decent active noise cancellation, I think they're going to be superior to the Sony WF-1000XM3s. Now, I think it's safe to assume that the Momentum 2s are going to sound way better than the AirPods Pro, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they're going to be superior to the AirPods Pro. Since the AirPods Pro have always listening Siri, and since they charge via a Lightning port, these are two very crucial things that I really like as an iPhone user. So I don't think that the Momentum 2s are going to be better than the AirPods Pro, but they're going to be a way better sounding alternative to the AirPods Pro. Now, since we're on the topic of ANC earbuds, Audio-Technica also just announced their new ATH ANC 300TWs. They're going to be retailing for $250 and they're due out in the spring. But given just how bad Audio-Technica's past truly wireless earbuds have been, these new wireless earbuds really have to prove themselves, and just by looking at the size of their case, I'm already a little worried. But Panasonic also announced their new RZ-S500W ANC earbuds, which have industry-leading active noise cancellation. So I'm wondering if Panasonic is just letting everybody know who's boss, because the Sony 1000XM3s also have industry-leading active noise cancellation in their name. But from my experience and from all of the ANC tests that I've done, the Sony 1000XM3s actually do have the best active noise cancellation out there. Or is Panasonic just saying that and they're gonna end up having egg on their face? Nonetheless, I'm interested in checking out Panasonic's new earbuds window released in June, but pricing still hasn't been announced. So we're gonna end this video here. These are some of the things that I found interesting at CES 2020, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about, especially JBL, because they announced a whole bunch of interesting stuff. So look out for another CES video coming soon. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.